Dameon Nelson of the Pro Wrestling Report here with Consequences Creed of TNA Wrestling. Consequences Creed, one of the newer superstars in TNA. Thank you so much for spending a little bit of time with us. Why don't we tell the fans all over the world out there how you got your start in professional wrestling?
Well, pretty much there were shows near my house throughout high school. A guy would have shows probably once or twice a month by the name of Rob Adonis. And me and my buddies would always go to these shows. They were great. So much fun. We'd get so excited for the wrestlers, you know, they'd bring your own weapons matches, all that kind of crazy stuff.
Did you bring any weapons?
Oh yeah, baseball bats all the time. But after a couple of months of this, probably a month or two before I graduated high school, he told us that he was starting a wrestling school. And it was really like the one of maybe 3 or 4 that were in the area. And so I went and talked to him, eventually worked up the money and started up with the school. Went off to South Carolina for college, met up with another guy up there named Brody Ray Chase. And he polished me up and gave me the rest of my training. And since then, I've just been traveling the Southeast, getting work from Florida, the Carolinas, Georgia, Tennessee, all over the place. And luckily, I got to train with AJ a little bit, and then he kind of pitched my name to TNA when they needed somebody for Bound for Glory last year. And after that, a couple of days later, they sent me a contract, and I got in.
How's life been in TNA? Obviously an amazing journey going down through the old school wrestling territory, if you will, down in the Southeast. But how has TNA been so far? Obviously on a national scale now, being seen not just nationally, but all over the world. And being a superstar, how does it feel?
It's great. It's great. The first thing, when we first saw me on Impact for the first time, I was with one of my buddies in school, and it was just like mind-blowing. Like, you know, I hate it. Because you know, I know guys that have been in the business for 10, 20, 30 years and haven't gotten a shot, so I just feel so lucky to be here and having so much fun while I am. You know, you don't know how long it's going to last, so I'm just trying to take everything in as much as I can.
If you had to think about the couple of people who may have influenced you growing up, that you watched on TV or maybe went to the events to see, who were those people?
Definitely all the guys like Kurt Angle, the Dudleys. They're just really, in the world of wrestling, they're like icons. You know? So watching them and just learning from them and finally being here to get advice from them and just be in like the same locker room as them, it just blows my mind, and it's awesome.
I had the privilege of being here in the Impact Zone actually when you made your debut a while back, and we fast forward to just this past weekend, TNA No Surrender, the pay-per-view in Canada, where you came out obviously very patriotic.
Yes.
Was that odd?
No, I mean,
as far as the reaction from the fans, obviously it was fine, but the reaction from the fans.
I can understand where they're coming from, but I wasn't going to back down because, you know, I got to be all about my country, and I wasn't going to change just because we went somewhere else. So,
the business right now, the sport that is professional wrestling. Obviously, several companies out there nationally, the top of which being TNA and WWE, and several others out there, Ring of Honor and such. Your overall opinion of the wrestling business right now?
I think it's growing. I think it kind of fell off for a little bit. People weren't as into it as they were at one point, but I definitely feel like it's getting back to possibly where it used to be, and I really hope that happens because wrestling is a great thing, and there's lots of good role models for kids. There's lots of great things going on, charity work and things like that, and I just hope that wrestling gets back to where it was.
And a lot of those things don't get a lot of attention. All of the philanthropic efforts that the wrestling businesses make, specifically TNA, just don't get that appreciation that it needs because there's this black eye, if you will, on professional wrestling at times. You came very close to winning the X Division Championship just this last week. Let's take a fast forward. 3 years down the road, where do you see Consequences Creed?
Heavyweight champion. I'm going. I mean, that's why I'm here. I feel like if you're not gunning for the heavyweight title, if that's not where you want to be, then you're in the wrong business. You know, that's the prize, you get a top, and that's where I feel like I'm at.
The next step is Bound for Glory, coming to, we're out of Milwaukee, coming to just south of Milwaukee, Chicago, Illinois on October the 12th. It's going to be a big event, obviously TNA's largest event of the year. What are your hopes and aspirations for your participation in Bound for Glory?
Well, right now I've kind of got something going with Sheik Abdul Basir, and so I'm hoping that I'll be doing something with him so I can kind of get revenge, and it'll be a 2 birds with 1 stone sort of thing now that he's the X Division champion. So if I can take him out and win the gold, then that'll be top of the line what I want.
You can't forget about P.D. Williams.
That's very true. I can't forget about him. But right now, my eyes on Sheik. he's got what I want.
Well, this is the Pro Wrestling Report, and we're joined by Consequences Creed, and I appreciate the time you've given us. Any closing comments for our fans all over the world on television, radio, and the internet?
I just say everybody needs to stay in school, get that education.
Thank you so much. Bound for Glory, October 12th, coming to the Sears Center in Hoffman Estates, Illinois. You can get your tickets at searscenter.com. Consequences Creed, thank you so much for joining us. For the Pro Wrestling Report, this is Dameon Nelson.